Assalamu alaikum everybody. Al Bram Private School welcome you. I wish all of you Ramadan Mubarak. Today we are going to talk about a new lesson about relative clauses. Relative clauses. We use who, that, which, whose, where. Relative clauses, as we see, we have two kinds of relative clauses: defining relative clauses and non-defining relative clauses. Defining relative clauses or non-defining relative clauses. What is the difference between defining, non-defining? Defining give essential information, give necessary information. Non-defining give extra information. As we see, defining, we use who, that, who or that with people, which with that with things, where with places, when with times, whose with possession. Non-defining is who, which, when, where, whose. As we see, there is no that, no that with non-defining relative clause. The difference between defining and non-defining relative clause: defining relative clauses, essential information or necessary information, extra information. Essential information to understand the sentence. It's essential to understand the sentence. Extra information, non-defining, give extra information, and it's not essential to understand the meaning of the sentence. With defining, no commas with defining. There are commas with non-defining. We use that with defining, we can't use that with non-defining. Some examples on defining relative clauses. Defining relative clauses: the woman who lives next door is a doctor. If we see the woman is a doctor, which woman do you mean? A woman who lives next door is a doctor. She found a jazz band. Whose music is excellent. Whose music is excellent. The woman who I wanted to see is away. The woman who I wanted to see is away. If we deleted the relative clauses, we can't understand the sentence. So here in defining relative clauses is essential, is necessary to understand the sentence or the meaning. Non-defining relative clauses. Suzanne who works in that company is such well qualified person. We can't. Suzanne is a such well qualified person. Our college, which gives education in English. There is extra information, which gives education in English. Accept student with scholarship. I have an old book. This book, which was written in 1875, was given to me by my dad. Which was written in 1875 is extra information. Think and try to understand this sentence with yourself. Join the sentence on the left with those on the right using who or which. Do you know shop? I know someone. I want some plate. I was at school with the man. I would like to speak to the person. She has won the Competition. The police haven't found the man. There is some cheese in the fridge. We have got some light bulbs. This the switch. As we know, or as we said at the first, we use which with things. Which with things. Which with things. Who with people. So, do you know a shop which sells sells good coffee? Sells good coffee. I know someone who who deals with exports. Try to answer with yourself. English is good. With me again. Goodbye, Mr. Hussein.